Welcome back everybody, and yes, once again I'm playing catch up. We have 2 prompts left in the Find the Fun in Feb challenge, which has been run by Hazel and Candy. Today I am a little bit behind again still. I'm going to be tackling In the Forest today. So it's our last couple of prompts. I was going to combine them and I thought, no, we'll do them separately. It doesn't, oh, sorry, I knocked the stand. It doesn't matter if I finish just after the end of Feb. Right, as you can see, so we're going for In the Forest. As you can see, I have got a black background page here and a tree stencil. Now this is what I call a reverse stencil, and if I hold it on there, you'll probably be able to see what I mean, in that the actual trunks and things of the trees are the bits that you don't stencil. Does that make sense? Anyway, so what I thought I'd do is paint the background brown, and then I'm going to stencil through with some greens. I've got a couple of greens and I've got a cream. I'll mix those up and we'll see what we can do. Now the other thing I have been doing is sitting and using my die cut machine, and I have cut a lot of different leaves, as you can see here. I've gone through my scrap drawer, I've cut leaves in sort of autumny colours. Oh, and here he is. I've also cut this lovely little owl. Now my plan is to do something with those to make an In the Forest thing, but we'll see how it goes. As I say, I'm going to start, and I'm just looking for my other sponge, which I had, about 60 seconds ago. I'm going to start sponging through here to create some trees. And then my idea is that I'm going to layer all these leaves, I'm going to collage them and layer them up all around the edges. And hopefully, potentially, we're going to get Mr. Owl somewhere in the middle. We'll see how that goes. So let's start. I'm going to start by using this. This is an acrylic craft paint. It's called Antique White. And it's a lovely cream colour. You do need to give these a really good shake, these craft paints. So let's do that. I'll put a bit on my acetate sheet here. And just do a little bit of sponging because obviously that brown is quite dark. Now I'm going to try and sort of centre that. So I'm going to lighten this area up first, quite generally, and then add some greens in as well. So, have you been watching? I do encourage you to go and have a look. Use the hashtag FFF2026. Have a look because there's other channels as well as Candy and Hazel who have been having a go at some of these prompts, and there's some really lovely ideas out there. So I do encourage you to have a look. And Candy and Hazel, both small channels, and I think it's really important. And look, mine's a small channel too. I think it's really important for us to support those smaller channels, and give creators some encouragement. All right, I'm going to carefully lift that up and just show you, and you'll see what I mean about the tree trunks. There you go. And I'm going to just add in some other colours. Now, I don't want this to be precise, I want it to be a little bit splotchy. I'm just looking for one of these little plastic spatulas to get this out. Now these paints, I have to say, I've seen Hazel using this make as well. These paints are by a company called Montmartre. And I know you can get them here in New Zealand and I think in Australia, and obviously Hazel is based in South Africa, so you can get them there too. They're one of the cheaper brands, but I've been really pleased with them. For gel plate work or anything like this, mixed media stuff, they really seem they're perfectly good, particularly if you're just starting out. And you know, even if you're not, sometimes you don't want to spend a fortune on paints. And I found these Montmartre ones really good. I do tend to buy a lot of things in the op shops, but you know, there's some stuff that you can't get that you might feel you need to purchase. Now I'm just going to get, this is a meadow green, and this is a Reeves. I'm a bit of a better known make, I think, in acrylic paints. That happens to be a fine artist one. They have several different sort of standards of paint, I guess you might say, but their intro basic acrylics are good as well, in my experience. As I say, my acrylics mainly I use for mixed media or for my gel printing. Okay, let's have a quick look. Oh yeah, I quite like that. I think a little bit more up here. I think that might be sufficient. She says adding more. Let's have another look. Yeah, let's not do too much. Right, that needs to dry. I'm just going to go and pop my stencil and my I might leave my sponge for a minute. I'm just going to pop my stencil in some water, and once that's dry I'll come back and we'll that's dry. What I've also done is just gone around the edge quite randomly with a brush, you know, in a much more informal way, because when I layer up these leaves then, which is what I'm going to do next, you won't just get a plain background coming through. If you can see through them at all, then you'll be seeing different colours. So that's where I'm going to go next. I'm going to quite randomly work my way through my pile of leaves and just go around the edge of the stenciled area. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Alright guys, now as you can see, if I pop that owl in the middle there, he's going to disappear into the background. So what I'm going to do is to find a piece of something to stick behind him. And you know, I'm thinking I might see if I've got a bit of gold or something like that that's really just going to lift him and give it a little bit of sparkle. So my idea is he's going to go on there. Now I had a couple of leaves there just now, maybe these two. And I'm just going to pop a couple more leaves on for him to sort of not hide behind, but just so that he's not sitting right at the front. Okay, so let's find something for him to go on. Alrighty, I want to put my little owl here. And he's still not standing out amazingly, but that's okay because they don't. Owls by their nature are quite camouflaged. We've got just a little bit of sparkle on that background, but not too much. We have a beautiful little owl here in New Zealand called a ruru, or the English name is a moorpork. So he reminds me of our little ruru. Our rurus don't have these little feathery bits at the top, but anyway, he reminds me of him. Now, I want to put him here, or her, as the case may be. But I was just having a bit of fun, and I've had these eyes. I've had them for ages, and I haven't used them. So I want to put him some. I want to make him, what am I saying? Ugh, come on, Jem, get yourself together. I want to give him some little eyes and make him stand out a bit, because that's often how we spot the ruru in the trees here at home, is that you see the eyes, particularly if you've got a torch or a spotlight. So I've got those. They're my little gemstones. I could give him some little gem eyes. Or I've got little googly eyes. We could give him some little googly eyes. They're quite cool. I do have some that have, I just think they've gone a funny colour actually. They've got a creamer background, which might be better, but I haven't got any littlies. I've only got bigger ones in those, and I think the ones I've got that are cream are all too big, because I'm a little bit, I don't know whether those white ones look all right. Anyway, we've got those, and then we've got these. I mean, I've got some lovely cat eyes there, but I don't think they're, whoa, look at that. Spaced out owl. I don't think the red ones work actually, but I do think these green ones are quite funky. And I just don't know whether to go for the kind of the funky, let's put the little white bits up the same way so he doesn't look too spaced out. I don't know whether to go for the quite funky ones like that. Or something a little bit more sensible. Let me know, what would you do? So I've got these little, I'll put them on again, you can have a look. I've got those little ones like that. I have to say, I quite like the smaller ones, because you get to see the brown around the edge of them. Do they stand out enough? Probably. I think I'm coming down on those. I love these googly ones, but anyway, we'll put those out the way. I'm going to settle on those. So I'm going to find a little bit of strong glue and pop them on. Let's put those other tiny little ones away, and I'll clear these up and we'll come back and stick him in. Right, those eyes are stuck. And so I'm just going to go back to my Mod Podge. Oh gosh, I've left my glue brush too long. Wow. I'll have to put that into soak, won't I? Got to be honest, that's why I have an old brush that I use for glue, because I do have a tendency to do that. Right, let's get our owl stuck down. Ooh. Out there. Just stand up and have a look. Oh, he's not quite straight, is he? That's better. Right, I'm going to put a couple more leaves on. I rather like this one. I like those, but the problem is that they're the mirror image of each other, and I don't want too much sort of symmetry there. I wonder if I sort of added something. I'll play with a few of these leaves for a minute, and we'll see. I might just sort of sponge some ink onto that one, I think, with a brush, and we'll add them in. as you can see, that's not quite dry, but I want to put a bit of a border on. Previously I've used my water-soluble crayons. This is another way of doing it. This is a metallic brush pen. These are like acrylic markers, really. And all I'm doing, I'm going to use my ruler, and I'm going to eyeball just a rough. I've got my sheet underneath so it doesn't go through onto my other pages, and I'm literally going to just colour along the edge there. Now I've got some bits there that need cutting off still. That's fine, I can do that in a moment. And if I carefully take this ruler away, you will see, this is the problem with doing it while it's still wet with sticks. There you go, you will see that that's just given it a border. So I'm going to go around and do the other sides. Hopefully by that time it will be dry, and we'll come back and see the finished result. Alright guys, here's our finished page for the day, and this is for the prompt of in the forest. So as you can see, to finish it off, I used my acrylic brush pen, went around the edge, gave it a little bit of border. I also just took the same pen and gave out a little ruru, a little owl, a bit of an outline, just to bring him forward a little bit more. As I say, I wanted that camouflage effect, but also we do want to be able to see him. So I hope that's been fun to watch. I've really enjoyed creating this page. I have one more to go, one more prompt in the Find the Fun in Feb challenge. That's pocket or tuck spot, and I'm hoping to get that out in the next couple of days. It is already the last day in Feb, but I will endeavour to get that out as soon as possible. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support during this challenge. For now, happy crafting, stay safe, and ka kite anō.